Hi, welcome to Craft It Sweetly. I'm Deanna. Thanks so much for being here. In this project, I wanted to do something a little different. I took this bottle of Crown Royal and I already have it painted. Basically, I just took the bottle. The label is actually still on here. I took spray paint. It was a matte spray paint. That's why it looks matte. You can kind of see it almost like chalk paint. And I sprayed the whole bottle. I swear I didn't drink the contents. Actually got this from an event. I'm in catering, so we have a lot of bottles usually. So this is upcycling a bottle basically. So again, I spray painted the bottle all matte and I wanted to do something here. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna design this or color this with diamond dots. And I'm not good at freehand drawing, so what I'm using is a stamp. And for this project, I am using this Gemini set, which is a bird cage. And that's basically the set right there. And if you were to use it for cards, you just cut this out. It does have the pieces to cut it out. But all I needed was the stamp. I'm applying the stamp to a block. And if you look on the reverse, I have a happy birthday one that I actually forgot to take off. So now it's fused to the block permanently, but that's okay. And what I want to do is I want to stamp this bottle. And I'm just going to stamp it right there. And in order to do that, you can't use stamps that are alcohol based. It has to be a pigmented ink. And I have one here because I colored the bottle black. I'm going to use a white ink. Obviously, if you're coloring this black, you're going to use some kind of a pigmented or ink with pigment in it that's not white so that you can actually see it. So I will stamp this image onto the bottle, and the stamp is, you know, it's going to remain white on the bottle once I do it. So I'm gonna make sure I load the stamp well everywhere, including the tip. So I use the block to load up the stamp, but now I want to make sure, in case there's any imperfections in the bottle itself, I want to make sure that this transfers properly. So I'm just gonna take this off the block and then use my hand to press it down. And this will make it a little bit easier to also see where I'm placing this because I don't have the block in front of me. So I've placed that down, and now I'm just going to press this. And you could use the block if you want to, you know, kind of right there. Okay, so I picked it up. Now this is not quite filled in, which is okay. I can kind of estimate where I need to go with the lines. I can almost connect the two. But if you're still having trouble, you can use this type of marker. It's like a white chalkboard marker. And you can add in the detail if you need to, you know, kind of draw in the line if you feel like you're not going to be able to follow the imaginary lines. So that's my bird right there. And then, you know, you can fill in these lines if you need to. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now again, this is more just guides, and some of them will show through because they're kind of the back wires, not the front wires. Okay, and then my ring up here, which I actually didn't press. Okay, so the bulk of it I got from the stamp. Anything filled in, I use this white chalkboard marker to add in the detail if that was missed. But some of the details you may not miss it depending on, you know, what design you're using. All right, so now that I have my image on the bottle, I'm going to add the diamond dots to it. And for that, I have a bunch of leftover diamond dots like this from one project that I did with diamond dots. So you can use those if you have them. If you don't, you can certainly purchase just loose diamond dots like this. And I'll link below these supplies. Now, if you have leftovers, great. But otherwise, you can certainly purchase them if you want to do this and don't have any leftovers. They come in jars like this, different color combinations. And then I'm also using this tool, is like picking up the diamond dots. This came with the set that I had purchased initially, but I'm sure you can probably get this separately. And then there's this little tray which helps with the little ridges because you kind of shake it, and then all the diamond dots land with face up, so that way you can just pick them up and apply them to your project. Now to apply to the project, what I'm using is, I need to glue the diamond dots, and I'm using art glitter glue. It's not, doesn't have glitter, it's just called art glitter glue. And I've transferred some of that glue into a little bottle like this because I wanted something that was really fine tipped. Otherwise, it makes it hard to apply, especially in this project where it's individual little lines. I'm gonna move my diamond dots to this side and then just start applying this. So I'm gonna follow this line here as my main one, and you want a fairly thin line. Whoops. You're just following the design. And then I have my diamond dots, and I'm gonna make the cage white. And then these are flowers here. I'm gonna add flowers with some leaves. You know, obviously you can embellish this as you wish. Now this tip has a little gum kind of thing where you can just pick up the diamond dot individually and just place it down on your project. So it's pretty easy to pick them up. Now if the tip doesn't pick them up anymore, whoops, if this doesn't pick up, you know, if you're struggling with picking them up, then it just means that you need more of this wax type of gel that you apply to the tip of your tool. And just like that, you just keep adding designs to the diamond dots. What I liked about this one was that it was flat on one side so that I could easily apply my stamp. And I did one other project with leftover diamond dots. It was how to make greeting cards. So be sure to watch that if you haven't already seen it. It's fun to come up with different designs or different ideas for it. So I'm not going to go through and apply all the diamond dots to this because I'm just gonna be bored watching me apply diamond dots. Let me do one more white one here. So I'm just gonna, you know, I would continue just doing the lines all along the cage part. Now here, actually let me finish this part real quick since I already applied the glue. Okay, so you know, I would continue. You can also skip every other wire because technically it could be the wire in the back. If you do every single one, like especially here, you would see nothing but diamond dots, so it's going to be hard to distinguish. I would skip a line and then do the next one, and then skip a line and do the next one, and kind of follow that. That way you can see the back wires as well. Now for this part, and I have different diamond dots for the flower. I'm gonna use some pink ones here. So same idea for the whole project. You're basically just adding the diamond dots according to the design. Okay, and then you can continue adding the petal, the green over here for the leaves, and again the bird blue. So again, I'm not going to continue doing this because it was to show you the concept of applying the diamond dots to it and how you can transfer the image to the bottle. I actually have the other side of this bottle completely finished. So it figured it's kind of a before, you know, kind of like when you see the cooking videos where you put it in the oven and then 35 seconds later, it's already done. Well, that's going to be the same concept here. I've got the design where I'm starting the diamond dots, and then when you're completed, this is what it looks like. Okay, you can't quite see the sparkle on the video, but there is, depending on how the sun hits it, it does have a really nice sparkle to it. I did the bluebird with a little orange beak, and then this is the bottom of the cage with some added color at the bottom, so everything wasn't white and the bottom was easy to distinguish from the rest of it. But tell me what you think. Just another way to decorate the bottle and upcycle a bottle. Not this shape, you have a square one, whatever you want to do. And again, you can do the spraying in a different color. Obviously, if you're doing a design that requires more black, you don't necessarily want to do black as the background. You can do it whatever color you want. Okay, so I'll finish this up, but this is what it's going to look like on the reverse. So hope you enjoyed this short video, but it's just another idea for using diamond dots, whether they're leftovers or whether you want to try your hand at adding diamond dots to other things. If you have any questions, comment below. If you end up making this, please post it in my Facebook group. I always love to see other my viewers' projects and what you come up with, or if this inspires you to do something else, would love to see that as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next project.